happen, they would smuggle it across the border and blow up one of our cities with a real nuclear device or a dirty nuclear device. Either way, it'd be just as devastating. So do you really see people down there really getting nervous along the southern border and really wanting to shut it off, or is the money that's flowing across too powerful to stop it?
Yes, it is. Charities exist only because of illegals. Some of them take care of illegals. Others take 95% for admin and executives and give 5%, but they exist because of illegals. Clinics exist because of illegals. So I'm pulling the layers off the onion. You can see where a lot of people make money from them. As for the nuclear thing, you're aware that we recently sold rights to uranium directly to Russia. Thank you, Mrs. Clinton. Backpack and I were in a meeting recently. So Ivan, that's who we call Russians, are giving the uranium now to Iran. A Backpack in a meeting recently suggested that they just send the damn bomb to Iran and be done with all the fuss and middlemen about it.
Well, it definitely seems like, our president wants them to be able to have it, in spite of everybody else in the Middle East who's scared to death of a nuclear armed Iran, for good reason, because Iran doesn't really get along well with most of its neighbors. And so some of our big allies, such as Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, they're they realize they'll probably be first on Iran's list after Israel. But then we know Israel is nuked up too, so that could create a whole host of problems. But do you see that ISIS or Al Qaeda being able to get a hold of a nuclear device via Iran, via Russia?
Yes, people smarter than I am. Excuse me. The real intel officers, the real analysts and evaluators, see it on the current trend line. If under Obama the trend line is destiny, Iran will have 5-10 kiloton nuclear bombs or so-called dirty bombs. They will in turn give it to Hezbollah. Of course. Hezbollah, not generally known by the public, is enormous. It has banks and schools and mosques, and it's like a city-state within a state. You hear a lot about Hamas due to the press, but Hezbollah is enormous. So the scenario is, or one of hundreds of scenarios, we allow Iran to get the bomb. We're certainly doing that. They give it to Hezbollah. Hezbollah, through any number of vehicles or conduits, land one in Tel Aviv, probably another one in New York or Washington, D.C. Yeah.
If they land one in Washington, D.C., they'd get rid of some of their support. Do you think
that was funny, Rod?
If they do that, though, do they not? I guess it would just really I can't really see whoever the president is that the American people would actually put up with being nuked. Do you think that would set off the American people and we'd actually go and get these people finally?
You can undoubtedly answer that better than I do because I'm in the forest with all the trees since '74. So we've been concerned, and the real counter-terrorists have asked each other for decades, why aren't they here yet in strength? By that I mean a dirty bomb, active shooters, or vehicle-borne explosives. And the founding editor-in-chief of the Magnified View magazine recently came up with one, her name's Janorama, that no one's ever thought of. Specific to ISIS, their prize target is Saudi. Not only do they get the oil, but they inherit Mecca and Medina. Mecca progresses their caliphate eons forward. The Quran says that each and every Muslim on earth must support a military caliphate. If they get a hold of Mecca, where they pray to 5 times a day from around the world, it's an enormous value for them. So back to Janorama, our founding editor-in-chief of our millions viewer magnifiedview.com. She holds that they're now taking over the Middle East. Next big target, Saudi. And were they to attack here in some strength, meaning active shooters, vehicle-borne explosives, whatever, the American public would react. Obama would have to finally do something, especially if they attack one of his golf courses or fundraising. So they're letting us alone for the moment while they take over the Middle East. I've shared her backpack, shared her idea, a new idea, with some really heavy insiders that we've worked with for years, and they agree with her. So that's our answer to why it isn't here yet, or one of the answers.
One of the things we're seeing in the Middle East now that is really popped up is that Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Israel have a pact together. That's a breaking story.
Yes, they've. It has been rumored that Saudi Arabia and Jordan have offered or backdoor dealed a deal where the Israeli Air Force would be able to have airspace to fly in a pattern that would allow them to attack from the air Iran, should that be Israel's path of choice. Now, I find that interesting. Maybe not so much with Egypt, even though Egypt has often said death to Israel. But Egypt was also one of the first Middle Eastern countries to actually make peace with Israel. Everybody remember it, and give credit where credit is due for Jimmy Carter for bringing that together. That's about the only good thing the man ever did while he was in office, was able to broker that, bring those two together like that. But there was that deal back, was it 78, 79, that allowed some smidgen of hope for peace to appear in the Middle East. And I think that may have opened the door for people, or for nations like the Saudis, to say, yeah, well, we might need to do something like this as well if we're going to, save our own skin, I guess. But I think it's on shaky ground, but I think when the Saudis realize that, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and so therefore, if Israel is my enemy, but Iran's my bigger enemy, and Iran and Israel don't like each other, maybe I should back Israel a little bit, so they can, be the big bully against Iran and protect us. Hold on, guys. We'll be right back after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Daenerys Targaryen. She says she is the mother of dragons. But would you trust her with your kids? Her father was a maniac. She palled around with Dothraki terrorists. She asked the city of Karth for a government bailout. Then she lost 3 baby dragons after placing them in an unlocked wooden box. An unlocked wooden box! This Khaleesi wants to be queen of the 7 kingdoms, but can she be trusted? Daenerys Targaryen. Wrong for dragons. Wrong for the realm. Paid for by the Committee to Protect Dragons.
We don't know anything about him.
He was never really vetted.
Is he really the true-born son of Robert Baratheon?
All over the Seven Kingdoms, people are asking the same question. Who is the real King Joffrey? The people of Westeros are hurting. Winter is coming. Crop yields are falling, and the price of fuel is going up.
The cost of peat moss is through the thatched roof.
And this young and inexperienced king takes advice from a whoremongering imp and has launched an illegal war in the north. What is King Joffrey hiding? This is not our kind of family values. King Joffrey. What a bastard.
What a bastard.
Paid for by the young Baratheons for freedom. Robb Stark. He's the biggest celebrity in the North. But his father was a traitor. He arrested his own mother. His bastard brother deserted the Night's Watch. And he couldn't defend his own castle. Worst of all, Robb Stark hasn't stopped the wildlings from invading our lands and taking our jobs. He even has an illegal alien for a nanny. And now he wants to be king in the North? King? Some people say he's really a wolf. Some people say he eats dead people. We can't wait until it's too late. Send a raven to Winterfell now and tell Robb Stark to go back home. Stop eating dead people and defend the damn wall. This ad paid for by Crossbows GPS.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
When you can't find anything to watch on cable, you get bored. When you get bored, you listen to radio cooking shows. When you listen to radio cooking shows, you invite a friend over for dinner. When you invite a friend over for dinner, you use twice as many beans. When you use twice as many beans, you expel deadly farts that kill your friend's dog. When you kill your friend's dog, your friend becomes unstable. When your friend becomes unstable, you're sued for everything you're worth. When you're sued for everything you're worth, you're thrown to the streets. When you're thrown to the streets, you devote your life to world domination. When you devote your life to world domination, you become an evil fascist overlord. When you become an evil fascist overlord, old friends plot their revenge. When old friends plot their revenge, you are shot in the back of the head. And when you're shot in the back of the head, you miss your jazzercise appointment. Don't miss your jazzercise appointment. Upgrade to Indirect TV. Go online or call 1-800-IRECT-TV.
Millions of Americans every day are shedding unwanted pounds by taking tested and proven Ultra-Lipo Stick. Carbohydrates are bad. Our carbo-fighting antioxidant is good. Just listen to these satisfied customers.
My name is Gail, and I lost like 20 pounds on Ultra-Lipo Stick.
My name is Jared, and I lost 46 pounds using Ultra-Lipo Stick.
My name is Zach, and I actually gained weight. This stuff sucks!
Ultra Lipo Stick is safe and easy to inject. Just 3 doses 4 times a day discreetly underneath your fingernail. Listen to this.
I used Ultra Lipo Stick and suffered from side effects like uncontrollable greasy discharge.
Ultra Lipo Stick, it turned the armpits of all of my shirts orange. This stuff is crap.
Try it today and see some real results. Ultra Lipo Stick. Not